Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alperiki and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Bak. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
In the news tonight, Rabbuka faces uncertain future as party leader. 7 objections and 1 appeal filed with FEO. And PM warns of lies and dirty tactics.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Less than a month away from the Fijian general elections, and there are expectations tonight that SODELPA could seriously be considering the appointment of a new party leader, as current leader Sitiveni Rabbuka's trial got underway in the Suva Magistrates Court today. The court heard this morning that due to an oversight because of his age, Rabbuka failed to declare his assets with the Supervisor of Elections. Rabbuka says if the Elections Office feels this is a breach of regulations, then he's prepared to withdraw as SODELPA party leader.
In his caution interview played in court today, Rabbuka said it was never his intention to deliberately withhold information from the Elections Office. The interview revealed Rabbuka had first lent $200,000 to Vijay Ragwan, the owner of the Ragwan Construction Limited. Rabbuka says he loaned the cash as Ragwan's cash flow was tied up in tribunal affairs and he needed the money for construction project in ACC. The SODELPA leader denies having any business relationship with Ragwan and says they have been close friends since the 1990s. It was also revealed in the caution interview that in 2017, a $200,000 and $120,000 checks were deposited into Rabbuka's account by Ragwan Construction Limited. Rabbuka says he needed the money to make a tax repayment for property he had purchased valued at $3 million. The SODELPA leader will not be giving evidence and neither will his defense counsel be calling on any witnesses. Oral closing submissions will be delivered at 11 a.m. tomorrow by both parties with FICAC to submit a written outline of the submissions to defense by 9 a.m. Rabbuka will certainly continue as leader if he is found not guilty of breaching any election regulations. However, if he is found guilty of the offence, there will definitely be a wild ruckus at SODELPA headquarters as different factions who are at loggerheads within tried to push their nominations for a new party leader in time for the general election. Ako si Tatale, FBC News.
A few concerns were raised with the Fijian Elections Office when the appeals and objections of candidate nominations ended this afternoon. While not revealing the details of these concerns, Electoral Chair Suresh Chandra says they will be in a better position to say more over the coming days. Anna Ravulo reports.
Less than 10 objections and 1 appeal were filed with the Fijian Elections Office at 4 p.m. today.
7 objections and 1 appeal. We will, as a commission, sit tomorrow and deliberate on the appeals and objections.
There was a bit of commotion at the Elections Office as the National Federation Party's Youth Wing President Shareen Chaudhry walked in a little after 4 to file an objection.
1601, so you're still behind time, isn't it? The place where the objections are supposed to be accepted, and you didn't enter the premises before 4. So we cannot accept any objections that are qualified.
The supervisor also made clarification on the time Chaudhry walked in.
I have just taken the report from my staff in terms of the time for the person from National Federation Party. The person from National Federation Party himself has confirmed to us that he was here at 1632 seconds.
Under the Electoral Act 2014, the Electoral Commission must make a decision on the objection with written reasons as soon as possible and in any event within 3 days upon receipt of the objection. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Meanwhile, earlier today, no candidate withdrawals were filed by the 6 political parties contesting the 2018 election. This was confirmed by Supervisor of Elections Mohammed Saneem, who officially closed the candidate withdrawal period at midday. Fiji First, SODELPA and the National Federation Party have 51 candidates each. Fiji Labour Party has 25 candidates, while Hope and Unity Fiji have 28 candidates.
I would like to now formally announce that the time for withdrawals is officially over and we will not be accepting any more withdrawal of nominations from approved candidates from here onwards.
We now join Anna Ravulo, who is at the Fijian Elections Office. Anna, a lot has happened at the FEO. What's the latest?
Jackie, a lot has happened since yesterday, with the candidate nominations closing at 12 p.m. with now 234 confirmed candidates. Today, the candidate withdrawals closed at 12 p.m. and just this afternoon, objections and appeals closed at 4 p.m. With me is the Supervisor of Elections, Mohammed Sanim. Now, Sanim, with the 7 objections and 1 appeal, what is the latest update on this?
Thank you, Anna. Just at 6:20 p.m., I received a letter from the Electoral Commission confirming that the Electoral Commission has upheld the appeal from Mr. Letia Matamola, and this is after we also confirmed that through receiving his judgment that his conviction was beyond the time frame prescribed under the Electoral Act, and we also recommended to the Electoral Commission that based on his appeal and the documents submitted by him, the person now qualifies under the Electoral Act, and as such the Electoral Commission has already upheld his appeal. So that makes him the 235th candidate in the 2018 general election.
Now, with the appeal being sorted, what is the next step for these 7 objections?
Yes, of course, the Electoral Commission has 3 days for appeals and objections, and we anticipate that they will be dealing with the objections from tomorrow. Under the principles of natural justice, the Electoral Commission has allowed till midday tomorrow for the parties against whom and the candidates against whom objections have been raised to respond to the Commission, and the decision will come thereafter. We anticipate that the Electoral Commission will deal with it from tomorrow. So they have 3 days, and the Fijian Elections Office will wait for the Electoral Commission's final decision.
Now, I understand the candidates looking forward to something very important at the end of the week.
Yeah, it may come as early as 10 a.m. on Thursday. The candidate ball draw will be conducted as early as 10 a.m. on Thursday if the Electoral Commission decision is made by tomorrow. We will keep all parties and candidates as well as all Fijians updated onto the candidate ball draw so that candidates can receive their numbers for the 2018 general election.
Jackie.
Thanks so much for that update, Anna. 234 candidates will contest the general election next month under 6 political party banners. The Fijian Elections Office last night released the final list of approved candidates. Akusita Tale reports the FEO received a total of 243 nominations and 9 were not approved.
Unity, Fiji and Hope were the last ones to file their nominations yesterday, and the Fijian Elections Office raced against time to vet the list.
Unity Fiji filed 31 nominations this morning, 15th of October, and the Fijian Elections Office verification exercise has approved 28 candidates. 3 candidates have not been approved. 1 candidate has been adjudged bankrupt. 2 other candidates do not qualify on the requirements under the criminal conviction requirements.
The disqualified nominees were Sakeasi Lomalangi, Laitia Matalomani and Rajendra Singh. Hope, on the other hand, had no problems as 28 nominations were approved, 17 of them women candidates. This is the biggest number of female representatives in a party to ever contest the election. This means the Fiji First, Sodalpa and NFP will contest the election with 51 candidates each, while Unity Fiji and Hope will contest with 28 candidates. Fiji Labour Party has only 25 candidates. Meanwhile, Sanim has praised the local media for doing a great job to date.
Sometimes some media organizations forget about that, but we remind them and then they really publish the responses. But the local media have done an excellent job. We have received applications from all local media organizations or interests already for accreditation, and we anticipate that all of them will be accredited. We just hope that the media that comes from overseas, particularly from New Zealand, are very well aware with the protocols.
The supervisor says the local media has received sufficient training to understand various stages involved in the election process. He has also called on overseas media to ensure fair reporting while covering Fiji's general election next month. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama has warned people to expect more dirty tactics from his political opponents as we approach the general election. Bainimarama made the comment while speaking at the Namosi Provincial Council meeting today. Ali Kimbia with the story.
In the lead-up to the general election, Prime Minister and Fiji First Party leader Vorenge Bainimarama says other political parties will come with dirty tactics, including outright lies and spiteful deception.
I know many of you will recall the claims they made in our first election 4 years back, claims that the Tokay were under siege, claims that our rights would be taken, claims that the Tokay land would be stripped away. Luckily, their platform was soundly rejected at the polls in 2014.
The Prime Minister said none of his opponents' doomsday predictions ever proved to be true, and they will continue to predict them to try and manipulate Fijians.
But my opponents haven't learned from their failures. No, instead, they are campaigning in the election on that same set of lies, claiming threats to indigenous rights, trying to pit Fijian against Fijian. Again, they are trying to pull the wool over the eyes of our people using tactics of fear, hatred, and dishonesty.
He says there's a huge difference between him and other politicians, and he will not use fear and lies to get support for the upcoming election.
On one hand, you have those with some of the sorriest political records in our history, led by a leader who drove our only national bank into the ground and wrecked our nation's progress for decades in his self-pursuit of power. Then on the other hand, you have those with no experience at all. They are unproven. They have zero record to point to, no leadership ability, no right direction, no real direction for the country, and no chance at preserving the unity among our people that we have fought so hard to finally forge.
Bainimarama has urged all Fijians to put their trust on strong, proven leadership or roll the dice to other parties that does not even know how to run a government. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Stop lying to Fijians for political gain. Fiji First Leader Vorenge Bainimarama directed that comment to other political parties, claiming this is nothing new as many opposition members in the last government were voted in because they lied to people during campaign meetings. Ali Kimbia with more.
Speaking to residents of Nakele village in Teilevu, Fiji First Leader Vorenge Bainimarama advised them to be aware of some politicians who will visit them to campaign and spread lies.
Because I know that a lot of opposition members in parliament were elected because of lying to the people.
Bainimarama claims the same politicians who lied to them in the last election will use this tactic again during this campaign period to try and secure votes.
They continue to lie to the people about what they can do and politicizing things that are happening in the country. Many people believe them because politicians manipulated them.
With a lot being said about the operations of the ruling government, Bainimarama says they will not condone any of their party members if they are caught lying to Fijians during campaign meetings.
I have warned all my candidates not to lie when they are doing campaign meetings around Fiji. No one should lie or make false promises to the people.
Bainimarama assured the people of Nakele village that the Fiji First Party will continue to deliver what is best for all Fijians and at the same time ensure stability and transparency. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
With the elections less than a month away, the National Federation Party says it remains confident of forming the next government. The party met up with supporters at Nalemba College in Lambasa last night, where its leaders spoke about its plans. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports.
Holding their first political rally in Vonolevu last night, the National Federation Party says it is time that the leadership in Fiji changes.
I'm telling you this, if you put us into government, you will see the difference that we will make. We will override and overturn Fiji First because we know that we will do it the right way and everybody will benefit.
NFP President Dr. Biman Prasad told their supporters the NFP government will work as a team to address fundamental issues affecting everyday Fijians.
So we are going to prioritize our expenditure and make sure that we deal with some of the pressing issues that people need to understand.
14 months ago, the NFP launched several policies that the party believes will pave the way forward for Fiji. It attracted the attention of former Fiji Labour Party stalwart Krishna Dutt.
I like their policies. It can be tedious, ये मुझे पसंद है. And I think the future for Fiji is with this.
51 candidates from the NFP will be contesting the elections this year. The party will continue its campaign through Vonolebu this week. Eleanor Turangaibiu, FBC News.
Still to come, huge Fiji Ports staff bonus payout and donated device to detect epilepsy in children. Details after the break.
Bula, nevang gomal kay leloma, ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai sa Lambasa, ya untuk talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Guya do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Warong tuma ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere nawaluan.
Nevang go fani na tao no singa toka, kita untuk talita ka ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
The Criminal Investigations Department is questioning 2 police officers who were allegedly involved in the arrest of the 26-year-old man who died after being allegedly assaulted by police officers last month. The case has been classified as murder. The victim was allegedly assaulted while police officers were attending to a report of a disturbance outside a nightclub last month. Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sithiven Ngilio maintains the force has no place for officers who abuse their authority and will not hesitate to remove anyone found to be doing so. A bonus payout of $450,000 was given to around 400 Fiji Ports Terminal Limited employees in Suva today. Attorney General Ayaz Said Qayyum says this is another great achievement for the staff as they had received 2 rounds of bonuses just last year. Kelly Vadhala reports.
It was all smiles for these Fiji port workers as Christmas came a bit early for them, but they were reminded of the long-term plans.
The enormous potential that's there for us to create jobs and also have economic prosperity is enormous. So that's what we are focused towards, and that's what we need to do, and that's what you need to think about. So our ability to be able to, through this organization, pay you the bonus is the fact that you've partnered with this new way of thinking.
Fiji Ports Chair Hasmukh Patel says last year's bonus also came with individual performance bonuses.
Also look at individual performance. So if someone has achieved what we call I++, which is exceptional, then that particular worker will get $1,000 more to the bonus. If you are an I+ category, then you get $500 in addition to your bonus. If you are an I category worker, then you get your standard bonus. And if you are a B category worker, that means you get 80% of your standard bonus.
We need to pay gratitude to our staff. Through that they get their salaries, but then it's always better to encourage them further.
Generally, the practice is that employees needed to complete 1 year in the company to be eligible for a bonus, but this has been reduced to 6 months. Kelly Vadhala, FBC News.
Children suffering from epilepsy can now receive advanced treatment as the CWM hospital today received a portable EEG machine. The Health Ministry says the equipment is the first of its kind for Fiji and will speed up work in identifying signs and symptoms of epilepsy. Sainiani Boiler reports.
CWM Head of Pediatrics, Dr. Elisapedi Tuimbenga, says the donation of the $45,000 machine by the Children of Fiji charitable organization is timely.
EEG machine will go a long way in helping the medical team and the pediatrics team in diagnosing epilepsy and its further management here in Fiji. This machine is going to be available for all patients referred here from across the country.
EEG refers to the recording of the brain's spontaneous electrical activity over a period of time, and epilepsy can be identified if the readings are abnormal. The equipment has been donated by a retired couple from the UK who say helping children in Fiji is something they love to do.
That not only children here in Suva can use it, but it can be taken to some of the other islands, to some of the other hospitals, and treat those children.
The couple are the founders of Children of Fiji charitable organization based in the UK, which aims to advance education, health and welfare of children in Fiji. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
A group of shoeshine and wheelbarrow boys in Lautoka today received uniforms and other items to assist them in their daily work from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. For the youth, the assistance is huge since they support their families and themselves. Felipe Naikaso reports.
It was all smiles for this group of shoeshine and wheelbarrow boys today, as the assistance will further enhance their work and incomes.
We have an uniform now just to show the customers that, we got our own uniform now. Then the people will know there's the wheelbarrow boys. Right before we were wearing colors, but now we have our own uniform.
Despite some people who look down on the work they do, these youths are out on the streets working hard to make ends meet.
I was suiciding. This is for like 8 years I'm suiciding in the street, and I also schooling and something that this is the things I've done for my family. I'm married with the children, and this is all the things I've done.
Empowering youth is one of the main aims of the ministry.
The tools that we will give this morning will enhance their work and also give a professional outlook.
This was made possible after the group sought assistance from the ministry. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Coming up in sports later with Jamie, England football side beat Spain after 31 years. But before that, here's Akosita with all the day's business updates.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Digicel customers connected to Savu cable system, and in growing Fiji's solar-powered streetlights for remote areas. Stay with us.
Voila, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic.
Leading business tonight, Digicel Fiji today announced its network is now connected to the Suva Savu submarine cable. Chief Executive Mike Gregg says Digicel is celebrating 10 years in Fiji, and connection to the Savu cable system provides customers with world-class internet speeds, reliable data and mobile phone experience. Gregg says the new system is more resilient and now reduces the risk of outages during cyclones, floods and bad weather conditions. The Savu cable connects to the Tui Samoa undersea cable, providing a high capacity and high availability fiber optic link between Viti Levu and Vanua Levu. And we now join Rocco from HFC Bank with the latest from the trading world.
Thank you. Let's have a quick look at the global markets. New Zealand's third quarter inflation accelerated sharply, driven by higher fuel prices and weaker currency. It exceeded expectations of 1.5% in second quarter, coming in at 1.9%, close to the New Zealand Reserve Bank midpoint target of 2%. On the other hand, Australia's central bank is watching carefully to ensure banks don't tighten credit too much at a time when income growth is slow and house prices are falling. The US dollar struggled despite weaker equities and broader risk sentiment, as US data overnight suggested consumers were reluctant to spend. Meanwhile, China this week sold off $3 billion in US bonds, which also has affected the market. And that's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Thanks, Rocco. Now on to the exchange rates. The pending US-China trade war continues to have major effects on the money market. Overnight, the Fiji dollar rose against the Chinese yuan and the US greenback, and also made gains against the kina. However, it slipped against the Aussie and Kiwi dollars, the euro and the yen. Looking at the commodities market, oil prices were on the slide, falling below $72 a barrel. Gold continued its climb, now hitting over $1,227 per ounce, and silver closed up at $14.71 an ounce. In growing Fiji, the Fiji Roads Authority is looking at installing solar-powered streetlights in remote and rural areas to save costs. Chief Executive Jonathan Moore says all major highway lights are powered by Energy Fiji Limited, and it's easy to connect normal streetlights to the power grid. However, he says rural areas may not be getting enough power, so they're looking at using solar power for streetlights.
The actual capital cost of a solar-powered streetlight is far more than a normal streetlight. So we don't do it everywhere because the capital cost is too much. But in the rural areas, we'll have to lay new cables long distances to supply power to the streetlights, and that adds on to the capital cost. So we find it more cost-effective to put solar streetlights in the rural areas than it is to connect them to the EFL grid.
And that's a wrap from the business desk. Jamie joins you now with sports.
Thank you, Akasita, and good evening. In sports tonight, Akapusingera not considered for November tour, and Fiji and Drua dominates NRC season stats. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Fiji Airways flying Fijians coach John McKee has not included regular skipper Akapusingera in his squad for test matches in Europe next month. Ngera hasn't been playing regularly and is currently without a contract in France. However, his absence could provide an opportunity for Domenico Wanganimburotu to lead the pack. As Vasil Prasad also finds out, McKee is also keen on introducing a new lethal backline player to test rugby next month.
Clemon fullback Setareki Tuiduvu is expected to make a flying start on his debut after being named in the 29-member squad for the autumn test matches.
He started, I think, in 3 games for Claremont this season and what's a star-studded team. So to get in the starting position of that team, shows what a good player he is.
Apart from overseas-based players, 8 Fiji Drua stars have made the cut. They include Choeli Vaiteaki, Eroni Maui, Mesulame Dulakoto, Ratu Vere Vungakoto, Moses Evoka, Frank Lomani, Alifreti Vaitokani and Albert Tuisue.
It's enabled those players to play a high level of rugby week in, week out and be in a good training environment, which is really set them up for the November Tour, World Cup 2015.
The Flying Fijians kick off their test campaign against Scotland on November 10th. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Apisolome Wangatambu and Levani Kurumundu hope to continue their form for the Fiji Airways Drua when they take on the Canberra Vikings in the NRC semi-final this weekend. Auckland flanker Delton Papali'i is the surprise inclusion in the All Blacks 32-man squad for their year-end tour. The 21-year-old's impressive form in the New Zealand provincial rugby competition this year not going unnoticed. The New Zealand women's 7 side was crowned Youth Olympic champions, beating France 15 points to 12 in the gold medal final this morning. The Matima Atonga's upcoming historic test against the Kangaroos is set to be even more memorable for Tui Lolohea. England won in Spain for the first time in 31 years as they recorded a memorable 3-2 UEFA Nations League win over their host this morning. Raheem Sterling also ending his 3-year goal drought, scoring twice in the match. And to our play of the day, tennis star Novak Djokovic continues his superb form, winning his 4th Shanghai Masters title over 13th seed Bona Koric. The Serbian hitting some excellent shots in the match that caught his opponent napping. That's it from sports tonight. Join Angie later on with weather and the new media. A look at the new Pixel stand that's being classified as Google's best accessory yet. Find out more after the break.
Narang golesenya, Obama kita nakas, dorong-dorong pinakape, na radio Fijuan, nandong hibit.
Ayaw benyana dito barongon na Radio Fiji 1 nandomoy wisi ihingatoka.
Guado ilaisa ingatoka. Rong Robin ana hera makawa ina Radio Fiji 1 hingatoka.
Radio Fiji 1 nandomoy viti.
In new media tonight, Google has released a Pixel stand, and this wireless charging stand is being classified as the best accessory ever made by Google. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. A very rainy Tuesday is what we had throughout the nation today. There will be more heavy showers coming our way, so please drive with care. Taking the west out for today, a ray of sunshine was witnessed, but light showers and clouds covered that up. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, rain and cloudy periods with more showers in store for tonight. Remember, low-lying areas and roads might flood if there's a heavy downpour. And up north, clouds hovering the skies with showers also expected. At sea, it's quite rough as southeast winds will gust 20 to 25 knots. For the tides, high tide at 12:15 a.m. with low tide at 6:48 a.m. Sunrise at 5:36. For tomorrow, we're in for more showers, so always remember your brollies on your way out. Tomorrow's temps, Suva, Nandi and Savu Savu will be the coolest spots with highs of 29 degrees. And looking further on to Thursday, again, we might want to be good friends with our umbrellas as the rain might still be around. That's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, are you voting in this year's election?
Definitely I'll vote for this year's general election and I'll vote for the best.
Yes, I'll be voting.
Yes, it's my right.
Yes, I'll be voting because I have registered.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, would you just get married to save yourself from being picked on about being single? Well, a student has married herself to quiet, pressuring parents. Let's look at her story. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Rabbuka faces uncertain future as party leader. 7 objections and 1 appeal filed with FEO, and PM warns of lies and dirty tactics. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment this week, we're asking, are you happy with the caliber of candidates contesting the election? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day taken by our very own Nalini Maharaj. It was taken at the Pangong Lake, which is situated in the Himalayas at a height of about 14,270 feet in India. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. And the team and I stay safe, stay warm. Good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से। जैसे ट्रेनी नॉर्थ मशहूर है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है, वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।